Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day everyone. My name is Noraini Ibrahim. I am your course instructor or course lecturer for this SECJ 2253 Requirements Engineering and Software Modeling. Okay, so this video will explain on the course information okay, for this course SECJ 2253. Right, so in short, we will refer as RESM, RESM. Okay, so in this document, I'm going to explain and describe on the synopsis. Okay, what is this course all about? Okay, and the importance of understanding the CLO, okay, course learning outcome, and what are the assessment to be conducted throughout this semester for this particular SECJ 2253 RESM. Okay, so basically this course will assist you in understanding about the requirements engineering stage. Okay, as RE is basically initial stage in software development life cycle. Okay, so apart from that, you are also being introduced to the activities, the specific activities, okay, for modeling the software. Okay, modeling the software based on the elicited or the gathered or the collected requirements from your client, from your stakeholder, or from your end user. Okay, so to differentiate this RESM with previous SECD 2613 or System Analysis and Design, I keep mentioning this to the student. SAD course introduced to you modeling activity using structured approach, where you develop a data flow diagram. Okay, and somewhat you also provide the ERD, entity relationship diagram, when you enroll for database course. But this semester you will learn object-oriented approach in developing or involving software development life cycle for this semester. That's why you register for software engineering and also requirements engineering at the same semester, which these two courses introduced or exposed to you the object-oriented approach for overall SDLC software development life cycle stages. Okay, so this course will definitely introduce to you the three types of requirements. Okay, so based on CPRE, Certificate Professional Requirements Engineering Syllabus, okay, based on the IREP certification, okay, the requirements can be classified to three types. Okay, the first one is functional, the second one is quality, and the third one is constraint. So these three types of requirement will be introduced to you in topic 1, right? So once you understand about the fundamental, the concept of the importance of requirements engineering in topic 1, okay, later on in topic 3, okay, you will be introduced to the elicitation techniques. So you learn about elicitation techniques already in SAD previously, okay, but in this course, okay, we will again just refreshing or just summarizing. Okay, we introduce to you what are the related, okay, what are the suitable techniques that you can apply in a real context of collecting the requirements from the stakeholder. Okay, so after you elicit the requirements from the stakeholder, you need to document the collected requirements. Okay, that's why you need to learn about specification. Okay, so specification is the term being used in engineering, where specification is basically the validated documents, okay, that being discussed between the developer and also the stakeholder. Okay, so all the documentation will be referred as specification after you validate and you maybe involve some negotiation activity between you as developer and also between you as developer and your client. Okay, to document your requirements, you might use, okay, text based and also model based. Okay, previously in SAD, you write the process specification using algorithm or pseudocode basis. Okay, and then you also visualize, represent your analysis using data flow diagram. So same goes to this course. Okay, you are going to specify, to document your elicited requirements using text-based or natural language, and somehow the natural language need to be supplemented, okay, with visualization or model based to further describe the process, the steps, and also the detail of activities during you understanding the, or you analyzing the system to be developed. Right, after you specify, maybe in the process of specifying the requirements, okay, you need to validate the requirements. You need to negotiate with your client, okay, to confirm that the requirements is correct, and to make sure the requirements are complete, okay, not ambiguous, clear, complete, okay, especially, and accurate. That's why this process or this activity comes, okay, validation and negotiate, to ensure that the specified requirements are complete and correct. Okay, along the process of validating and negotiating to document the requirements, you need management. Okay, so this management activity will involve prioritization, give extra attributes, whether the requirements have high, low, medium priority, you do versioning, and so on. So that are the four main activity in requirement engineering process: eliciting, specifying, validating, negotiating, and also managing. Okay, so it is hoped that at the end of this course, you student able to conduct requirements engineering process just now, the four main activity. Okay, so if the project being given to you come from various domains, means different types of application, for example, e-commerce, healthcare, MIS, interactive, and many more, you be able to elicit, you be able to specify, you be able to validate and negotiate, as well as managing the requirements for these different types of domain for the proposed system to be developed. Okay, so conducting the four activity in requirement engineering process for the various domain will be based on appropriate techniques. So in this course, we introduce to you the template of IEEE SRS, so that you are able to provide and to document and to deliver the documentation based on certain standard. So at the end of this course, the important one is you must know, you be able to provide your SRS based on the expected standard of industry. Okay, right, so now I'm going to explain about the CLO. Okay, so basically in this course, there are 3 course learning outcomes. Okay, so all courses, I really suggest my student to understand about the course learning outcome for all courses that you enroll for every semester, because you need to check that at the end of the semester, do you grab any achievement, any understanding you be able to do as expected in this CI document. So the first CLO, okay, okay, at the end of the semester, it is expected that after you complete this course, you must be able to analyze the different types of requirements. Okay, so at the end of the semester, if you can't or you not be able to analyze, means that the learning activity, the teaching that being delivered to you is not effective, and you don't achieve or fulfill certain standard of industry expected. Okay, so make sure that you know how to analyze the different types of requirements. What are the types just now? Functional, quality, and also constraint, for various domains of application system, using the 4 main activity: elicitation, specification, validation, negotiation, and also management. Okay, so this CLO1 will be assessed by problem solving and also tests. Okay, so in this course we will only apply multiple choice question, okay, to help student, to ensure student they know how to analyze the different types of requirements, right? And CLO2 is basically we want you to be able to validate both text-based and also model-based requirements that being specified, okay, in the SRS, in the defined documentation and specification guidelines that will be based on IEEE standard. Okay, so to ensure student can able to validate this specification, okay, we will ask you to submit phase 1 report, which is user requirement document. You need to submit another second report, which is a requirement model, okay, and the third report is the enhanced SRS. So in this course, the SRS is being enhanced so that you add extra management attributes of the SRS that you learn in software engineering course. Okay, so this phase 3 report will be introduced to you later during week, let me check. Okay, so phase 3 report will be introduced to you during week 12, right? Okay, so now the third CLO is the expectation, so that you can do work effectively in team and you're able to present orally the deliverables for requirements engineering process. Okay, so there will be 3 peer evaluation because we have these 3 reports to be submitted in team basis. Therefore, we expect you to do work in team setting. Okay, this is actually important because it is a normal, it is current situation where student after they graduate, you must be able to work with others. Okay, so in this course train you how you can do team working with other people in one organization, right? So these are basically the syllabus for the weekly schedule. Okay, we have 8 topics. Topic 1, introduction and foundation. Week 2, topic 2, system and context. So these 2 topics, week 1 and week 2, are basically the fundamental in understanding how actually you can start the requirements engineering process before you initially begins the elicitation, specification, validation, negotiation and also management. So these two topics are very important so that you make yourself familiar with the domain application. Okay, right? And there are 2 assessment, problem solving 1 and also problem solving 2, that will help you to evaluate your understand about these 2 topics, right? And then topic 3 is on the elicitation. Okay, we introduce to you the techniques. Okay, before you try to perform the techniques, okay, we introduce to you where you can find the requirements from. Okay, it's not only your stakeholder, but there are another 2 sources, which are the domain context and also the stakeholder, not only the stakeholder. Okay, and this topic also introduced to you instead of functional, quality and constraint type of requirements, the basic requirements, you need also to categorize or to classify the customer satisfaction according to the Kano approach. Okay, there are three types of Kano satisfaction, which is basic, performance and also excitement. This will be introduced to you in topic 3. So we will cover about 2 weeks for this topic 3, right? And finally, in week 5, we will be having this elicitation workshop, okay, with real stakeholder. So it is hoped that after you understand all the introduced techniques to elicit the requirements, you will be able to apply that during this workshop. Means you should know how you can elicit the tactics, the techniques, okay. And it's not only by interviewing, okay. You need to apply many other techniques that you learn in week 3 and week 4, so that you can apply this elicitation techniques during week 5 when we have this real elicitation workshop with our stakeholder, right? Okay, before I forget, for the assessment just now, for the test and also alternative assessment is going to be individual basis, but problem solving and for the phase 1, 2 and 3 reports will be based on team basis, okay. Right, so we will be having the same project, means one case study throughout the semester, but phase 1 report, phase 2 report, phase 3 report are the deliverables related to this one case study, right? Okay, in week 6 you will be introduced to the model based documentation. Okay, so remember just now before we are going to specify the requirement based on text based and also model based. So this topic 4 will first introduce to you to visualize the requirements. Okay, so first you will be introduced to the goal model. So goal model is basically the high vision of system to be developed, to be visualized. Okay, then we will introduce to you the 3 perspective of the requirements modeling based on functional, data and also behavior. Okay, so you are going to visualize the requirements by model based representation. So this model based can be viewed from 3 perspectives, where you can look at the functional of system, look at the data of the system and also the behavior of the system to be visualized, right? And then week 7 we will have mid-semester break. Week 8 we will continue with business process model, okay, using the swim lane diagram. Okay, right, so it took about 1, 2, 3 3 weeks to cover on the model base topic 4. Okay, so week 9 we will cover on the first functional perspective. So these are the techniques. The industry techniques that being exposed to you in this course, so that you can apply all the techniques later on when you work. Okay, in terms of functional perspective, to model the requirement, we are going to use case documentation. So in use case documentation, we will have the model, the diagram and also the specification, the templates that you need to comply with. Okay, and also we introduce to you the activity diagram to describe the functional perspective of the system to be developed, right? And then it's take about 4 weeks, okay, for topic 4. Then in week 10 we introduce to you the data perspective using domain class diagram. Okay, so basically class diagram should be introduced to you when you learn object oriented programming, because class, okay, is the representation of the entity in the real world. But in this course we are looking at the higher level of domain class diagram. Okay, so you should learn the detailed class diagram when you learn software architecture and design. Okay, and I believe that in software engineering course, the detailed class diagram is also being discussed. But since we are in the stage of requirement engineering, we are focusing at domain perspective. So the class diagram is developed only at the level of domain class diagram. Okay, and in terms of behavioral perspective, you will be introduced on the state diagram. Okay, Then in week 11, you will be introduced on the techniques to further specify the requirement based on text base. So basically topic 5 and topic 6, okay, will introduce to you the techniques, okay, to write or to specify or to document the requirements based on text base or natural language. Okay, so that's why you need to deliver the enhanced SRS for these two particular topics, 5 and also topic 6, right? And then topic 7, we have topic 7, validation and negotiation, okay, during week 13. So this topic will introduce to you the quality criteria that are expected to validate the requirements. Okay, what are the techniques? Okay, what are the techniques to validate? What are the techniques to negotiate with your client, with your prospect stakeholder? Okay, during communicating, during elicitation, during specification, and also managing the requirements throughout the process of requirements engineering. And finally, week 14, you will be exposed on the managing the requirements. Okay, you should know how to assign the additional or extra attributes. It's not only assigning the ID. Okay, for example, requirement IDs are one, but there are more than that. Okay, the attributes that you need to assign to the elicited or documented requirements, how you can view the collection of the requirements, how to prioritize, what are the traceability information that are important for you to trace back the requirements, the bank of or the collection of requirements. Okay, in software engineering course, this requirement traceability is important for the alternative assessment, right? And then you will be introduced how the techniques to versioning, okay, how to do versioning. But in this course, we are focusing on managing the requirements only as artifacts, software artifacts to be produced in the whole life cycle. So the versioning will be focusing at requirement level. And then if the requirement being changing, okay, remember when we do elicitation, when we do documentation, after we validate and negotiate with our client, they will request for changes. Then how you want to manage the requirement changes? So these are discussed in topic 8. And finally, week 15, we will be having alternative assessment. Okay, so this alternative assessment is individual basis, okay, where it is continuously from your project, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 reports that are continuously delivered. But then in alternative assessment, it is individual basis. Okay, this semester we plan to have alternative assessment just after software engineering alternative assessment finished or ended. Okay, I hope it is clear now. So we will have this assessment. Okay, problem solving 1. Okay, reports for one project. Okay, there are phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Okay, that is individual basis, team based basis. And for the summative assessment, okay, we have tests, online tests that will be based on multiple choice question type only. Okay, that carries 20%. Okay, 15% for this course, right? And we will having this phase 4 prototype for the alternative that carries 30%. Okay, you need to know some resources that might might be useful for you to be downloaded. Okay, I have upload this CPRE ebook in the e-learning. Okay, and then you can find this PDF. All these are available nowadays in just Google. Okay, you will get the PDF version of these references. Okay, we will be using e-learning UTM, Moodle UTM, okay, for our learning management system LMS. And also you are required to join the Discord platform for the general coordinated for all sections. Okay, so this is important because when we have test after this, okay, the communication will be in this Discord general coordinated for all section. Okay, I think that's all for the course information briefing. If you do have any question, please throw out the issues, the questions in the Discord. Okay, I will respond it by next week, inshallah. That's all. Thank you.